You want to know who am I? I'm a divinely inspired being. I am an energetic being that is a consciousness that is eternal. That's who I am. Am I claiming to be the God? No. Am I claiming to be the creator of all things? No. But I know I create my own life, and I know I'm not Geppettoed by some God that y'all notarized from a whole bunch of men who died a long time ago, who didn't even understand the fullness of science to which we know today, who couldn't even understand how things work in the world. They talking about worldwide floods and all these other things that, of course, are incapable of happening. But hey, you go ahead. You believe what you want to believe. They thought the earth was flat. And if some people still do today, and that's your own prerogative. I really don't care. But who am I? I am self-determining. That's who I am. Now, what the hell do they teach y'all? Because evidently a person who can't even understand the slave trade is somebody who definitely could never understand who the creator is. Could never even understand how these books were put together based on culture, based on complexity, based on context. You would never understand how a person can say that if a man rapes his daughter and the man pays the father 50 pieces of silver, then the daughter has to marry the son. You couldn't understand the morality or the immorality of something like that because you are stuck here on the slave trade saying that we're protecting Africa because Africa began the slave trade. But if you actually understood anything about slavery in itself, I was speaking specifically on the transatlantic slave trade. But the transatlantic slave trade started in 1444 when the first Portuguese ship brought 80 Africans from Ghana because they had defeated them in a battle and took them up to Europe. It wasn't until 82 years later that the first Spanish ship brought slaves over to the Americas. And then, of course, as white people like to say, well, it was Africans who traded with these people. Yes, they gave the Africans guns because they were having internal conflicts, kind of like how y'all had internal conflicts, War of 1812, World War I, World War II, y'all always had them conflicts up there. So don't try to make it seem like it's tribal because y'all shit is tribal as well. But it wasn't it. But if you understood slavery, you would go even further back and recognize that your Romans, the government that your Bible comes from, they had slavery. They had slavery. Black people couldn't invent slavery if slavery was already there. If the Romans had slavery, it is the chattel slavery. It is the butchering slavery. It is the inhumane slavery. At least the Romans had the decency to allow a slave to maintain their religion, to maintain their name, to maintain their families. Whereas your people, decided to strip people of all dignity and all history and all culture. So before you try to sit up there and say that, oh, you're protecting Africa, you damn right I'll protect Africa. At least their form of slavery did not strip people of who they were and who they are. It did not break up families in the same way that your European slavery did. That is why it's different. But you justify it in your Bible. Go look it up and you'll see.